The internet finally turned on Keith Lee by Omeezy. They build you up just to tear you down. I ain't gonna lie. I think it's because he went to DC and didn't like some of the restaurants, so he didn't, he didn't really post about it though. He's not really trying to shame or whatever. He was like, it's not constructive criticism, so he's not gonna do it. But, and certain regions are prideful about their food, even if it's, you know what I'm saying? They're prideful about their food, so it's like,
The day has finally come.
Keith Lee
People are
don't
here
be
to attack
doing
Keith
nothing.
Lee. And it's crazy because Keith Lee has done nothing but mind his business,
doesn't
visit
even be doing
restaurants, and even
anything.
change people's lives with the impact that his social media influence has.
Frankincense restaurant is getting some major shine, and it's all thanks to
But that's why people will be like, yo, that's too much power on a young brother hands, man. That's too much power on a young brother hands. He can make and he can break. I don't know, man. I don't know.
This video posted on TikTok.
This is one of the best wings I've ever had.
But he usually he doesn't trash on restaurants, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't trash on
wings
if it's bad.
in the last 2 days than I have in the last 4 months. I made more garlic knots yesterday.
Come on, that
than
shit
I've
looks
ever
good too.
Lee's review
Stop
on
playing.
TikTok captured the attention of people all over the world
He doing good, man.
Boy.
and reflects the power of social media.
People coming in from Iowa, people from California. I had a family come up from Lake Havasu. I had people come down from Utah.
The video has now been viewed more than 18 million times and liked by more than 4 million people.
Now, I shouldn't have to go too deep into who Keith Lee is and what he stands for. His main thing is giving restaurants constructive criticism. That's an emphasis on constructive criticism. He's not there to tear anybody down or bash anybody, but really tell the truth and point out ways that people can improve on the process. But if it's one thing that black folks can't handle, it is for sure a fact constructive criticism. Now, Keith Lee's had a few food tours that have went bad, most notably in the Bay Area. My home city, and for reasons that are very valid. Because I went to those restaurants that Keith Lee went to before Keith Lee went to them, and trust me, they were bad. Even one of the restaurants that he went to that was on the list was near my home, and it kind of fell off even after Keith Lee came through. But this time, Keith Lee being in DC has people up in arms.
Because in this video, he says it's too hard to find restaurants in DC, and they focus too much on alcohol. Watch.
One thing I will say about DC, it's been very hard to find restaurants in my opinion. All the restaurants are geared directly towards alcohol. If you don't drink, it seems like it's slim pickings out the
He does not drink.
Alcohol, bottomless, topless. Hurry up and get over here. We got drinks. I don't drink, so I'm hungry.
It is important to note that this is his general experience so far, but a lot of people did not appreciate on what he said. Here's some of the comments you see on that post. His energy seems so catty, never understood why it's such a big deal. This person saying, Lord, he drains the F out of me. We have this person blaming the Taraji P. Henson mess why he's acting this way lately. But yeah, if you just keep scrolling through the comments, a lot of people have turned on Keith Lee.
Damn.
But there are also people who agree with him. This person saying alcohol has completely ruined the DMV. And we have this person saying that people are trend hopping, hating on him.
Now, I ain't gonna lie, I feel Keith Lee in this situation because Atlanta is going through a similar type of situation. A lot of people have abandoned the idea of building a good quality restaurant and have opted in for creating some sort of nightlife environment or some sort of place to hang out rather than serve good food. And one of the main reasons why this is an issue to me, in my personal opinion, is because alcohol licenses are expensive and scarce in a lot of these major places, which means the only people that they're gonna pass the buck on, and that's us, the patrons. The alcohol is gonna be marked up, the food's gonna be marked up, the entire experience is gonna be marked up. That's why you see all these places having these arbitrary ass rules where they're gonna add gratuity onto any bill over 2 people. And you can't separate the bill. Look, there's stupid ass rules, but it's all in an effort to make up for the money that they're losing because they want to focus on alcohol. Now, I don't want to minimize.
You can say that's where the money's coming from.
A lot of great points in effort to talk about what these restaurants were like and why he didn't want to put them on his platform.
Let's talk about it. I know we only posted about 3 spots from Washington, but we went to about 12, and we made a decision as a family and as a team, and also a personal decision.
Yeah, it's just like Atlanta then.
A lot of those videos, in my opinion, aren't constructive at all. And before the narrative start, I'm gonna show a few clips of the places that we did go to. And again, I don't think they're constructive. So for privacy of the restaurants that we went to, I'm not gonna say what restaurant it is. It's the whiting with the sweet potatoes and mac and cheese. Unfortunately, I won't be trying any of it.
Don't look bad.
Always, I ain't trying to be rude. I'm just be honest. The smell of this, insane.
Yeah.
This perforated the whole car immediately. So much so that my family went back in and asked if they fried it in the same grease that they did the shellfish. And come to find out they do. And it smells almost unedible in my opinion. I don't want no smoke.
Dang. Does he have like a
the entire customer service experience, in my opinion, and in my family's opinion.
Does he have an allergy, right? Does he have an allergy?
It said on the IG that they opened at 1
I don't
o'clock.
know.
The truck didn't open up until 2:15. It took about 45 minutes. When they went back to go get the food, they saw her preparing it. No gloves, no washing hands.
Now, I like the way that Keith Lee does this because if you are imperfect, it is going to expose your flaws. And a lot of these companies like to have a lot of different times to prepare themselves for when an influencer comes by and they roll out the red carpet. And I can speak from some personal experience, not the greatest, but even when I've seen other people get this treatment, people do give a different level of experience when there is somebody that they know is coming through that's famous and when there's somebody that's not coming through that's famous.
When they think it's regular.
When they think it's regular. Like, it should be consistent no matter what's going on. But just like in Atlanta, when those people got defensive, obviously these DC restaurants had to clap back on Mr. Lee.
Apparently, Keith Lee went to DC and he didn't
for this plate. This plate don't that macaron. This we stand by our food, man. It's not to stand on business. Stand on this plate. Stop playing.
A lot of
Stop playing, bro.
Stop
playing. That plate don't look that good.
He tried because he felt
I ain't gonna lie.
it wasn't nice and he didn't want to hurt the restaurant's business.
Shrimp and mac and cheese. I don't know about
he
that.
Posted
I ain't
this
gonna
picture, but he didn't name the restaurant. There was no way you would have known whose restaurant or business this was.
Business though. We stand by our food,
which they did.
At him and everything.
Which is Soul Wings DC, and they reposted this on their story and said, "We stand by our food," which is this plate right here. Keith Lee responded, and you can pause to read. It's quite a bit, but he pretty much said, "Hey, I didn't even put your name out there. Blah, blah, blah. You just want clout, basically, because nobody would even know it was your business had you not come out and said it was your business." And he was not trying to do anything to hurt their business.
I know people think that all press is good press, but shrimp and the mac and cheese is something that's got me pressed. That's disgusting as hell.
Exactly. Yo, like,
you
kind of bugging. You kind of bugging
with that. You kind of bugging with that. From how the internet is treating Keith Lee, because Atlanta and DC are very much
combination,
they're very prideful. They're very proud of their food business establishments. And trust me, the criticism ain't gonna fly because they don't want to seem bad in the light. Now, the people that do know are gonna expose these businesses for what it actually is, but ultimately, they're not there for the purposes of doing good business. They're out there for the purposes of clout and just being able to say, hey, I'm a business owner, come through, friends, and have a drink with me. Now, with that being said, it's not like we can give Keith Lee just a pass on how he goes about these things. I've been very critical of Keith Lee in the past before, and I think it's a good time to bring up some of those disagreements that I may have had with him before that a lot of the internet is sharing. He has an extremely basic palate. He goes to the same types of places over and over and over again.
And
so he's not getting a real grasp of the city. And he's pulling from a certain type of pool of people who have the same sorts of palate. He goes and gets mac and cheese, yams, collard greens, and whatever fried food that he can get at every single place.
Yeah, because he has a certain type of palate and he knows, like, he's not about to get something he never tasted before. Like, yo, I had this, it was disgusting. Like, he won't know why it was really disgusting. He goes with what he knows, you know what I'm saying? Some nigga shit. Stop playing, you know what I'm saying?
If this nigga eats another chicken and waffles, I'm going to lose. Also, I don't think that it helps that he doesn't drink and has a seafood allergy. Now, I know that those are two things you can't help. I myself have allergies and I myself don't drink. But with that being said, I think that you are going to be very skewed when you do have a limited palate. Hell, I would never become a food criticizer or whatever the case may be because ultimately, I don't eat that many foods. And I know some people might say, well, that's not Keith Lee's fault. He is who he is. He's just a human being. And if he's allergic to things, he can't control that. But ultimately, I wouldn't want you to become a food critic. And it's not your fault. It started off as something
so you can only be a food critic if you're not allergic to shit? Like, I don't think he talks about seafood. I don't think he talks about the stuff he's allergic to. He talks about the stuff he knows. And he knows good, bad. So, like, fuck it, let me review it. I think it's as simple as that.
But people are going to give those criticisms.
Let me get my opinion real quick.
He literally left New York hungry. Like, that makes no sense at all.
Crazy.
I think that people have a lot of issue with Keith Lee is because of the magnitude that his word has on the people or the ecosystem that he speaks about or talks about or platforms. If Keith Lee says that your restaurant is good, he can seemingly change your trajectory for the rest of your life. Like I said, there's a restaurant that he went to in Atlanta that is near my home. And when I say it used to be a little quaint breakfast spot that is now spiraled out of control where you can't even place an order on a Saturday or a Sunday, it's something that I never even imagined for a place that I thought I could get a quick bite that was an IHOP or Waffle House. Now, with that also being said, he can affect your business negatively. And we've seen situations like this before. MKBHD is a tech YouTuber that is one of the biggest on the platform. He's been making content for a long time, so he's garnered an audience that trusts him in his reviews. I mean, he gets millions upon millions of views every time he posts. So recently, he did a review on an electric car company where they released a car that has so many bugs that he had no choice but to put out some sort of video.
He just crashing companies left and right. I was talking about a different company.
Before he got there, said they were going to put out a software update, but ultimately jerked him around, and he placed all this on a YouTube video. Subsequently, right after the video dropped, the stock plummeted.
Can a video kill a company? The Fisker Ocean was a terrible car. It is a terrible car.
Video can't
this is
kill
the
a
first
company.
One where I genuinely couldn't wait
you
to
can't,
be done.
A video cannot kill a company. You got to be a shitty product. Like, if it was actually a good car, if you, bro, you come out with a video on a Mercedes Benz saying, bro, this is garbage, blah blah blah, that's probably not gonna affect its profits at all because it's a good car. That's a bad car. Everybody already probably knew before this video it was a bad car.
Done driving it, like it just had tons of problems.
You can't ruin something that's already
features,
that's actually
safety
pretty good.
Issues, like it's just bad, right? So I review the thing. I give people what I feel is a fair assessment. That also doubles as a warning not to buy this bad car.
Do this.
But did one review kill the entire company? I would say to zoom out a bit. First of all, I was not the only one to review the car, not even close. And so yes, the stock price did drop after my video. The stock was in free fall for many, many months before my video too. And if you zoom out on YouTube or in the car review space in general, I was far from the only person saying these things about the car for all of these months. Many other reviewers had been having a plethora of issues, even stuff that I didn't have.
Now, people were upset at MKBHD and said that he shouldn't have even put out these types of reviews or this type of content because ultimately, what problem does this solve? What does he gain from this? What does this do for him? But I'm here to tell those people,
but he's just saying the truth.
Tell the company to make a better product. Look, I don't think that it's hard to do good business, but a lot of these companies cut corners in order to make money over anything. It's not like they're taking lessons that should be learned and they don't know any better or whatever the case may be. No, they literally know better and what they could and could not do, but they choose to do the bad things over the good things because at the end of the day, their pockets are lined and people are buying the product. So that's where I will side with Keith Lee in this whole situation. At the end of the day, these people need to have better business practices, or at the very minimum, make your objectives clear to a lot of people. If you're coming here to make a fad restaurant or a fad product, or you're not being serious about what you're doing, then go ahead, say that and promote it that way.
Stand on your plate like how he did. Stand on your plate.
People that claim to have fine dining establishments or the greatest clothing brands in the world, then you should probably deliver on those things. If he actually has good food, I swear sometimes people come up with these projects or these business ideas that only seem to have a 1 to 4 year life cycle, and then they have no plan after that to expand, get better, or grow in whatever they do. Now, we've all had shitty restaurant experiences, so I have no problem with siding with Keith Lee in this specific regard. If you're going to run a business, run the business right, especially with the cost of food today. It's too expensive to be going to eat that garbage.
Facts. I want to see how, what was that called? DC wings or whatever? I want to see how they turn out. He's still on this plate. He better stand on that food. If he's, I don't even know the problem for, I mean, he didn't really tell like that. That plate was, but stand on that food, man. Stand on that food, you know what I'm saying? People probably gonna show up there. Yeah, Keith Lee said this is ass. Even though he didn't say that. Let me get a free sample real quick, man. Let me get the mac and cheese with the scrimp. With that scrimp in it. I don't really like mac and cheese with shrimp in it. I ain't gonna lie. But I'll try it now. I ain't gonna lie. But these people do have the power. I get the argument like, yo, no I don't, man. Say the truth. I don't like that. I don't like that's not a real business then, bro. Are we living in this system or not? Does bad business go away, or are we waiting till they maybe potentially flip it? Like, fuck off, bro. You a waste of space, yo. If your operation sucks, get out of here. That's what it's supposed to be. That's what this system is supposed to be. Why is it not like that? Why are you trying to be so sensitive to these businesses? Sensitive to bad businesses. That makes zero sense. Pack them up. Like, fuck out of here. Trying to keep bad business. That's why I really don't like bailouts most of the time. I hate bailouts because you're keeping bad businesses. They failed. The too big to failed. They failed. Get them out of here to have the new crop come up, and maybe, just maybe, most likely they're gonna try to do something different. Hopefully it gets better. That's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to get better as the bad ones leave, the good ones stay, and the great ones prosper. That's what it's supposed to be. But yeah, I'm out. Like, subscribe to Omeezy if you aren't already. Like, there's no way I'm gonna be talked out of a spot because Keith Lee said it. Like, come on, bro. like, come on, bro. Come on, man. If that's you, that's crazy. That's crazy.